the intro video until I know that the audio is working perfectly. Until I've reestablished confidence in my equipment, I will be forever crippled when starting shows. Let me just make sure that I can hear the sweet, soothing sound of my voice. It sounds good. Now we will get rid of this punum for 1 second and start the show. And by the way, we're going to replace this ugly punum for an even uglier punum. Sam Harris. Listen to this guy. Listen to this jackass.
No,
So
I don't.
There's one thing I am skeptical about.
Come on.
I haven't said anything about this. I'll give it to you. I mean, this just could be based on a faulty intuition about ballistics, but I'm surprised that a rifle round making any degree of contact with an ear wouldn't do more damage. I think a shattered piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter
What
is
about
far
the guy?
more likely to have done that to his ear than a rifle round.
That's so silly.
Well, have you seen what rifle rounds do to human bodies?
I know, but like, if it just hit it by the slightest possible degree, it just, it makes much more sense. The guy behind.
Well, no, but I do. No, there's no question there were rifle rounds flying.
No, he's not that.
Someone was killed. I'm not debating that at all. But if in fact a teleprompter was hit by the rifle round and we know there was shattered glass, that makes more sense to me.
I'm sorry. If a teleprompter was hit and we know that, am I crazy? Or not only do we not know that a teleprompter was hit, but that the teleprompter wasn't hit? Let me go ask Grok. I'm going to unleash on Sam Harris anyhow, but let me just see. Was a teleprompter hit at the Butler assassination attempt? What does Grok say? Generating answer. No, a teleprompter was not hit during the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump at the Butler rally. Multiple sources, including photographs and statements from witnesses, confirmed that the teleprompters remained intact after the shooting. The FBI also clarified that Trump was struck by a bullet, not by shrapnel or glass from a teleprompter. Can you imagine being as dumb as Sam Harris? And then some people are going to say, he's not dumb, he's just a broken brain because Trump broke his brain. He's dumb. He's an actual unintelligent person who speaks in a way that deceives the general public, at least some of them, into thinking he's smart. He's an absolute buffoon. And he gets out there and says, look, I'm no expert on ballistics, but I would have trouble thinking that if he got hit by a bullet, well, surely, it would have to. I mean, there's another thing that people don't necessarily understand. Bullets can skip off water. So appreciate that. If a bullet can skip off water, it can impact something and not immediately dive full-fledged into it.
So no, I don't.
It's the intro statement qualifying his stupidity and not understanding that he's qualified his own stupidity.
There's one thing I am skeptical about.
He's skeptical.
I haven't said anything about this. I'll give it to you.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you like he's giving some gold. Like he's giving some gems of wisdom. Oh, well, I'll give it to you, Bill. I am an effing idiot who's so brain rotted from Trump derangement syndrome that I will now espouse the most idiotic conspiracy theories that are ill-founded in fact and physics and based on my own ignorance. That's what Sam Harris, the so-called pseudo-intellectual, has turned into.
This just could be based on a faulty intuition about ballistics, but...
A faulty intuition about ballistics. Ballistics is not the type of thing you have an intuition in. It's something you either know or you don't, and I don't really know it, and therefore I would not hypothesize idiocy. Well, have you ever seen the damage those bullets do? Yeah. Have you ever seen how they can skip on water? Have you ever seen how they can do things, graze? And the idea that no, if it touches even by a hair, I mean, not even pun intended, broken shrapnel from a teleprompter. He believes a lie, propagates a lie. It was a lie. But I wish he were on Twitter. I wish Sam Harris were on Twitter so that we could all collectively make fun of him. look at him and pull the meme. Now we throw our heads back and we laugh at Sam Harris, the idiot. I'm not watching the full episode, but the clips have gone viral. Sam Harris is the biggest jackass on the planet. And Bill Maher, enough with the smoking weed. Okay, we get it. It's a laid back show and you want to, it's the whole format really irritates me. But there were gems. There were absolute gems from this episode, which have now made the rounds. And I will remorselessly mock that idiot, Sam Harris. When I say he's an idiot who uses fancy words and a little nasally voice to make everything that everybody says when they have a nasally little voice is it sounds so much smarter, even when they're spewing absolute stupidity. Where is here? I believe it's this one. Is this one about? What's his face? Jordan Peterson. Let me see if this is the one.
Yeah. Same, and Jordan Peterson. I would add to that list.
Listen to this. I don't know what the context was. It doesn't matter. Jordan Peterson has a problem with his user interface. I'm Sam Harris. I'm a big jackass.
Yeah. Same, and Jordan Peterson. I would add to that list. I don't feel like
Jordan's got some user interface issues that I mean,
Jordan has some user interface issues. It's too easy. It's too easy. We should not make fun of idiots who go parade their stupidity. But alas, we will, because this is the intro of the video. He's got some user interface issues. Care to elaborate what in the name of sweet holy hell that means?
I like Jordan a lot as a person. I mean, but Jordan is definitely out there in not quite Trumpistan, but he's definitely Trump adjacent and
user interface issues. Trumpistan, Trump adjacent. I don't know if he gets paid for these podcasts. I cannot understand the appeal of this jackass. It goes on.
And messaging into he's in Conspiristan. He's talking.
Oh no! Now we went from Trump adjacent to Trumpistan to Conspiristan. Does he think this is how the kids talk? Hey, fellow kids, tucka. I'm one of you, tucka. Trumpistan, Conspiristan. You're in unfunny idiotistan, and the population is you, Sam.
He's out there with Russell Brand and people who are talking to the contrarian audience all the time. And
what's something he says that I would object to? No, I know. I had him here for the book.
It's been a while since I watched his stuff.
Same, and Jordan Peterson.
Oh my gosh, he's I guess we're giving him more attention than he deserves. It's like no. They say any publicity is good publicity. This is not the type of publicity any human wants. To be an absolute laughingstock shell of your former self. But I never knew him before he became a Trump derangement syndrome, brain rotted idiot. Oh. We'll do one more. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing because it's going to segue into the theme of our show, people.
He will a Pizzagate lunatic.
Pizzagate,
like literally one of the people who gave us Pizzagate. I'm not going to name them because they would be happy to be named in this context, but it's a couple of guys who gave us Pizzagate. You remember what Pizzagate was?
Yeah, of course. You know what it was? John Podesta writing emails in which they're talking about a handkerchief with a pizza-related map on it, asking if he wanted back this dirty handkerchief with a pizza-related map on it. Yeah, no, we remember what it was, Sam Harris. Do you know what it was?
Okay. That Hillary Clinton was running a pedophile ring out of a pizza parlor,
out of the
Washington,
basement of a pizza parlor that doesn't have a
basement.
basement.
It doesn't have a basement, but it did actually have a structure beneath. Don't you love it though? This is how they discredit otherwise legitimate conspiracy theories. They strawman it into what's the word? A parody of itself. And they perpetuate that lie over and over. Oh my God, yes, that Hillary Clinton is running a child trafficking ring in the basement of Comet Pizza. All right, that's how you have strawmanned it. When we know that there are, what was it? I don't want to overinflate the number. Tens of thousands of children that go missing crossing the border. I think now we're up to 300 and some odd thousand annually. I mean, it's not just that it's not a conspiracy theory. Let me rephrase that. It's not just that it's not a debunked conspiracy theory. There are serious elements of truth in it that have got watered down, diluted, and flooded over with the fire hose, pun intended, of lies about what Pizzagate is, was, and always has been. So thanks, Sam. Now you are contributing to the diluting. Do you want the pizza-related handkerchief that Podesta left at the party? Maybe you want it, or maybe you already had it.
In their defense, the pizza was fantastic.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, the people who gave us that are people who are in very good standing with Elon, who Elon will talk to them in Twitter Spaces and
Right.
give them the mic and boost them and just
Right.
high five them. And he knows, I've pointed out how crazy these people are to him. These people will send him a clip from my podcast or some other podcast, maybe this podcast, maybe we'll do it here, right? Making it seem like I've said the opposite of what I said in context. Like they sent him one where I seem to be saying that I didn't care about the chaos at the border, whereas I have exactly Elon's view of the border, and in context you could hear that. But they'll send the opposite, and Elon will react to it. He doesn't have time to listen to the podcast, obviously, so he'll just react to the clip, saying, Sam Harris is a total moron, right?
Well, you are.
It was
You
something like
absolutely
that. But amplify this to millions of people.
It should be amplified to millions of people, Sam. But congratulations, you do the amplification better than Elon ever could.
And I will email him and say, Elon, you are being gamed by right-wing trolls who gave us Pizzagate. This is not what I said in context, right? And he will tell me to go fuck myself. And he knows.
But he read the email.
Oh yeah, he will respond to the email. Go fuck yourself.
I'd like to see that email.
He does not care if he's defaming someone in public who used to be a friend. So, I mean, this is why we're no longer friends.
Defaming someone in public who used to be a friend, also known as exactly what Sam Harris just did to Jordan Peterson on that very podcast. It's an amazing thing. The leftist mind, or what I would qualify as the leftist mind, call it the blue-pilled mind, call it people who still trust the government. It's the inevitable confession through projection, the seeing in your enemy what is true of yourself, because that's how you see the world. And there was actually no better. I mean, it's I had to double check this to make sure it was legit, because I could not believe that it was real. This is the prime example of the Sam Harris-esque confession through projection. It's not that you're accusing your adversaries of doing what you're doing for any strategic purpose. It's that you look at people and you look at them through your own mental blinders. And so you see in them what you know is true of yourself, because that's how you see the world. And this is the best freaking example ever. This is what I would call the liberal mind, the progressive mind, the blue-pilled mind. Listen to this. And I, by the way, I had to go to this person's TikTok feed and just make sure that it was not parody. If it was intended to be parody, well done. Her entire Twitter feed is dedicated to the parody, and she's really, really, owning it, like that comedian that Jim Carrey played, Andy Kaufman. She's really owning it like Andy Kaufman. Listen to this.
Go ahead, MAGA. Admit it. When you see California burning, you're like, yeah. You know why I know that?
Yeah. Bitch, you know why I'm not, you know why I know that I'm not saying that? My sister's out there. My brother-in-law's out there. My aunt is out there. Some of them had to evacuate because they were near the Kenneth fires, where they apprehended the guy at Woodland Hills. I got cousins, nieces, and nephews out there. No, I don't think that whatsoever. I don't think that because I'm not a godforsaken bitch. Listen to this. I'm going to let it play. You know how she knows that? You know how she knows what you're thinking and you're thinking evil thoughts? Because she's thinking evil thoughts.
Because every time I hear a hurricane's coming or a big-ass tornado, I always say, please, please, let it only hit the white trailer courts.
Trailer. I think she meant trailer parks.
Especially the ones with the Dixie flag. So, yeah, at least I'm not afraid to admit it. Go ahead, MAGA.
I'm not afraid to admit it. You know why I'm not afraid to admit it? Because it's not true of my mental framework. But this woman, who every time a hurricane hits, she hopes it kills white trailer park people, thinks then that other people are as shitty and rotten as she is. This is why I say hatred is a consuming force. It turns you into a force of evil, a cesspool of dark energy. And that woman, to the extent, I don't know what her family must think of her. I don't know what her husband, if she's married or partner, is a cesspool vortex of evil, evil thought. And I don't wish karma on anybody. It's not a question of wishing karma. I believe that karma exists because there are some people who just carry around with them a dark cloud wherever they go. And it's because they treat other people in a way that generates that kind of energy and that carries that type of aura around them. This woman, I guarantee you, is a miserable, scum-sucking itchbait. And she is bringing that aura over her, and she is bringing that cloud wherever she goes because she is an awful, evil person to the extent that this is sincere. And it's not a question of karma wishing ill on her. It's a question of karma as in you receive the type of energy you convey. And when all you see in other people is the evil that you know exists in yourself, that makes for a very, very sad existence. With that said, everybody, good afternoon. I'd say good morning. I'm going to talk about I did an ECG this morning, an echocardiogram. Don't anybody panic. There was no specific, immediate, catastrophic reason for which I did it, but it's amazing. It's as close as I'll get to, having an ultrasound to check out my baby. Checking out my baby heart. It's totally cool. But before we even get there, I was going to say good afternoon. I would have said good morning, people, because we're going to thank our sponsor for today's show, which is 1775 Coffee. What's going on in this? We're giving away a Cybertruck. How to win? $1 equals 1 entry. Sign up for email. Dude, I might be signing up for this afterwards. Okay, I don't think I'm allowed winning it because I'm affiliated with Rumble. I'm going to check the rules. And if I'm allowed, I'm signing up for it. People, drinking 2 to 3 cups in the morning could slash your risk of death by 29% and cut your chances of heart complications by nearly half. But if your coffee tastes like it was brewed by someone with blue hair, a nose ring, and pronouns on their name tag, those benefits aren't doing you any favors. Enter 1775 Coffee. It's not just coffee, it's a rebellion in every cup, handpicked at high altitudes and sourced from single origin farms. 1775 Coffee delivers a bold flavor and real benefits that Starbucks Sugar Company can't. Boost your metabolism, protect your heart, and stay super sharp to debate on free speech. Whether it's beans, grounds, or pods, every sip of 1775 Coffee takes a stand against sugar-packed mediocrity. Head over to 1775coffee.com. Promo code VIVA gets you 15% off, and make mornings great again with coffee that fuels bold flavor, uncompromising quality, and the freedom Rumble stands for every day. I got to text someone to see if I'm eligible for this competition because I feel lucky, and I kind of want a Cybertruck. 1775coffee.com, people. The link is in the description. Support companies that support free speech. The news, by the way, incidentally, with Rumble, if you haven't heard, let me pull it up. Pavlovsky doth tweeted it out. Let me see here. Where is it? Let me close my DMs so that you don't see who I've been. Yeah, Rumble's partnered with El Salvador to provide cloud computing technologies for the country of El Salvador, with Tether being, merging with cryptocurrencies or approving that functionality, which is going to be integrated over time. It's fantastic. Tether licensed in El Salvador, strengthening focus on emerging markets and innovation. Read more. Rumble plus Tether plus El Salvador equals free nations and companies coming together. We'll miss the equal sign in there, Chris, but it's damn good news. Damn good news. And it keeps on coming. All right. What else is up? Let me just go see what's going on here. We're live across all platforms. Let me see how we're doing in Rumble. California is a great place to visit, but not live, says Happy Space. It's not even a great place to visit, man. I mean, it's not great anymore. Last time I was down there, I went to the Santa Monica Pier. I got offered what I thought was crack, but I'm an old school kid. I didn't realize it was crystal meth by some homeless folk at the Santa Monica Pier. I went to Venice Beach, and that was actually cleaner. It seems that they might have displaced or misplaced or relocated the homeless drug addicts from Venice Beach to Santa Monica Pier. It was a beautiful place to live. It was a beautiful place to visit, and now it's quite literally a burning inferno. And we're going to talk about that because that's the updates of the day. A bunch of updates. That's basically the theme of the story today. Updates. Let me see what I'm doing here. We're gonna end on YouTube sooner than later. Bring it on over to Rumble, but we'll do the updates. Gigi Neptune says, "Viva, no in caps. No one cares about Sam Harris. We are here for the Humvee info." Gigi, let's get to the Humvee info. So you all know on Saturday, was it Saturday? I did a car vlog. Ironically enough, I did a car vlog in my doors off Bronco about just some minor equipment that went missing at an Army Reserve Center in, I want to say, Tulsa, California. It was in California, south of Los Angeles. It seems that an Army Reserve depot or an Army Reserve center, which exists to provide training, reservists, maintain supplies south of Los Angeles, but not far from Los Angeles, certainly within the vicinity of all of this catastrophe. Just a few items went missing. People had broken in and attempted to steal, attempted to steal uniforms, but effectively stole 3 Humvees. Let me just bring up, do you want to bring up the New York Times article? Let's see if I'm going to get paywalled on this. Close this. I'll just bring up an article to refresh everybody's memory. Archive, PH. Bada bing, bada boom. One more step, and I'll bring this article up right here. All right, here we go. Humvees were stolen. 3 Humvees. One of which was armored. 2 of which were cloth. Tustin, what did I say? Tulsi? Tustin, California. The police in Tustin said Humvees, as well as binoculars, bayonets, machine gun vehicle mounts, not machine guns, had been stolen from an Army Reserve center. They're looking for it. They're seeking information about the theft of 3 Humvees, more than a dozen bayonets, which scares the ever-loving bejesus out of me. If you haven't seen the documentary The Road to Nanking, or The Rape of Nanking, it will forever change the way you view bayonets. And I'm not saying this to be funny or glib. It's horrendous. It's what it's horrendous World War II stuff between the Japanese and the Chinese. So bayonets are not nothing. 7 freestanding machine gun tripods and other military. There were binoculars as well. Stolen. They say the items stolen include medical equipment. 40 pairs of binoculars were taken on the night of January 8th in the thick of the fire from an Army Reserve center in Tustin, California, 34 miles southeast of Los Angeles. Police recovered the 2 Humvees on Saturday. All right, after receiving a tip from the public. I guess this contains the update. They found 2 of the 3 Humvees. They found the cloth Humvees, not the armored Humvee. They didn't find the bayonets. They didn't find the machine gun mounts, but they found 2 of the 3 vehicles. Lieutenant Nunnally said the police did not have information about the thieves because the military did not have surveillance cameras on the warehouse. By the way, not to be cynical and overly conspiratorial, Lieutenant Nunnally said that the police did not have information about the thieves because the military did not have surveillance cameras on the warehouse. Did they have security cameras and they were not on the warehouse? Did they have security cameras but they were not on at the warehouse? Or did they not have security cameras at the warehouse, which houses Humvees, machine gun mounts, and bayonets and binoculars and medical equipment? Oh, by the way, they also tried to steal some uniforms, but they couldn't apparently get into the lockers to steal the uniforms. He said the police were seeking footage from other cameras in the area. Is this a comedy? This is like Jeffrey Epstein level. Yep. It's a military base with military equipment and armored Humvees and weapons, but we don't have the battery went dead. Like nobody heard the chirping. Investigators have been sifting through tips that include reports of citing the Humvees are being used to respond to the wildfires in Los Angeles, Lieutenant Nunnally said. Humvees are forward. Investigators have been sifting through tips that include reports of sightings of Humvees that are being used to respond. Okay, fine. Governor Newsom has deployed the National Guard to help with the wildfire response. We're going to get there. Thieves entered the storage at about 8 p.m., between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. It's unclear when the thieves left with the stolen goods, which also included 8 machine gun vehicle mounts. Investigators found multiple storage lockers with locks removed and a fence cutter, yada, 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 where they were parked. It also looked as there had been an unsuccessful attempt to gain access to uniforms. Nothing to worry about here, folks. There have been several Humvee thefts from military sites in California in recent years, so you'd want to make sure not to have cameras on, of course, because if you don't see it, it's news to you. In November 2023, 4 months after a Humvee was stolen from the National Guard, police recovered the vehicle after a chase. Officers used spike strips to deflate the tires. In 2022, a man was arrested after he led officers on a chase while driving a Humvee stolen from Naval Amphibious Base Coronado near San Diego. A Humvee, it's like they got one every year and they don't think to have cameras anymore. Stolen in 2021 from the National Guard Armory in Bell, California, was found 5 days later in Los Angeles County. So that's the update. The update is there are a bunch of jackasses. It seems that everybody at all levels of government are thoroughly corrupt, incompetent buffoons. They don't have security cameras, so they don't know who stole it. They don't know if it was an inside job. They don't know whether this armored Humvee is going to be found, what it's going to be used for. And the question that I have for the chat, you are all smarter than me, especially in your aggregate wisdom. Some people were saying, Viva, machine gun mounts are useless if you don't have machine guns. That's fine. Machine guns are illegal in the United States. Everybody knows that, despite the fact that some people want to pretend that they are, because they want to confound machine guns, which is automatic release of multiple rounds with one action of the trigger, with semi-automatic rifles, or so-called, quote, assault rifles. My question is this. Would a machine gun tripod or mount, would that not be useful for the purposes of securing any standard rifle, for the purposes of accuracy or driving and shooting at the same time? That's my question to the chat. Are machine gun tripods not useful for any rifle for the purposes of using it as a tripod to stabilize that rifle? I mean, I presume machine gun tripods are not specifically mounted to only function with machine guns, which I presume if it's anything like, a tripod, this little tripod, which is one of my favorites, I've never used it, will work with any camera that has the mount on the bottom. And any camera could be a nice little Nikon 300, where you just screw it right into the bottom. You see right there, and then it becomes a tripod, or a totally useless Nikon FE, whatever the heck this one is. This is like 1978, 84, whatever. This has got the same mount on the bottom. So does a tripod for machine gun not also work on any potential other rifle? I think the answer is yes, but I don't know. And unlike Sam Harris, I will not form an opinion until I do know definitively. Here, check this out. Dude, work of art. There you go. Look at that. It works. Very easy to fabricate machine gun mounts for M249s or M240s. So, don't worry, people. They found the 2 cloth Humvees. They still haven't found the armored Humvee, the weapons, the binoculars, the medical equipment. They don't know who did it because they didn't have cameras on. Or maybe they do and they're not disclosing it to the public because maybe it would reveal yet more unpleasant realities about the perpetrators of violence in America. Which brings us to the update in the arson story. As you all know, there was an attempted arson in Kenneth Fire arrest. Let me see here. There was a someone we'll take an article from a couple of days ago so that we don't not bury the lead, so we don't spoil the lead. As the fires were burning, Andrew Huberman posted a video of alleged arson in LA. There was another person, I forget who it was, posted video of alleged arson. It seems to be homeless people or drug addicts on the beach starting fires for whatever the reason. I don't know if it's to keep warm. I don't know if it's to maintain meth pipes, as Mark Grobert explained on Saturday. Sorry, I just got distracted. Hold on one second. I got to do it. I shouldn't be reading. Can't believe I'm 1 year older than Viva. Rob, I need to know, because I will be forever obsessing over this. Do you mean because I look young or because I look old? I'm 45 years old, 45 and a half. So you can't believe you're 1 year. You can't believe you're 1 year older than me. Tell me it's because I look so young and youthful. Okay. Bottom line, there was a man apparently starting a fire with a blowtorch, a homeless man with a blowtorch, or what was described as a flamethrower, but it looks like a butane blowtorch. Some people hypothesizing that it was arson, others saying he was just smoking crack and you need to keep your meth pipes perpetually lit. Mark Grobert was on Saturday, America's Untold Stories, journalist, amazing guy who had to evacuate because of these fires, explaining how a lot of these homeless people who are hooked on drugs, including crystal meth, need to keep a perpetual high. And so they are perpetually going around with flames burning so they can keep getting high off crystal meth, which apparently, from what I've been explained, never touched it in a million years, is a very quick, short high. And so you need to keep perpetually sucking down meth and burning pipes. A man was caught starting a fire, arrested and detained by citizens because the California government is good for, I won't say good for nothing, if they're good for mass destruction. So this is the what we know about the arrest made near the Kenneth Fire in LA. 3-minute read. Good, because I have a short attention span. A man was taken for questioning on suspicion of arson and later arrested on Thursday afternoon in Woodland Hills, near the Kenneth Fire, which had started earlier that day. It was initially reported as an arrest made on the suspicion of arson, with Sean Dintz of the LAPD's Topanga division. This is I know this area, telling the News Nation reporter Thursday night that the authorities believe someone had purposely set the Kenneth fire. The LAPD revealed in a Friday morning press conference. This is an old news, by the way, so I don't want to get to spoiler. But spoiler alert, allegedly an illegal alien, an allegedly an illegal immigrant. And I say allegedly because we're in the fog of war and you never know these days. And you have to weigh your words and you have to parse it out and you have to wait until you've got enough corroboration to even re-report what might end up turning out to be not misinformation, just inaccurate, fog of war confusion. The LAPD revealed in a Friday morning press conference that their investigation hadn't found enough evidence for an arson charge. Yeah, there's only freaking video, which we're going to see, but maybe it's not enough for arson. Instead, the suspect had been arrested on a felony probation violation. Remember those words, people. Felony probation violation. Assistant Police Chief Dominic Choi. Oh, no, that's not Choi. That's Choi. Okay, just everybody gets that. In Quebec, there's a radio station called Choix FM, which means choice, and it usually has an X on it. I presume Choi is Asian and not French-Canadian. So that's Dominic Choi said the LAPD's Major Crimes Division had interviewed the suspect once it was learned that they were a possible arson suspect. The investigation is ongoing. However, I'd like to thank the community members who were involved in this and helping us bring this person to our attention. Yeah, it was the community that did it. Because the firefighters in LA, God bless their souls, don't have the resources to fight fires. And it seems that the police in LA, God bless their souls, don't have the resources to arrest the arsons that citizens and citizen journalists are capturing on film and then physically capturing in real life. According to a local news station, KTLA, citizens in the area held down the suspect until police arrived. They're getting to my 3 minutes here. This is longer than 3 minutes, people. The Los Angeles Police Department official public information officer, he announced via social media, 432 radio call was generated. Yeah, there was a guy trying to set fire, yada, yada, yada. Ibarra Road is located in the Woodland Hill neighborhood of Los Angeles, near the San Fernando Valley, where the Kenneth fire continues to blaze. In a news conference on Thursday, Los Angeles Fire Chief Christian Crowley said that the Kenneth fire shows we are absolutely not out of the extreme weather event. You are not out of the extreme government incompetence event. And we're going to get into that. These sons of bitches try to blame it on climate change, explain away their own incompetence on climate change because it's the easiest thing to do, because it's the hardest thing to solve, because it might not be the cause of the problems. Try to solve a problem that's actually not responsible for the issue. It'll take you forever. Blazes are ravaging. Kenneth fire grows rapidly. Yada, yada, yada. I think they've got this one, mildly contained. We'll get to the containment in a bit. So that's the story. Allegedly, there's a guy setting fire to shit, going around with a blowtorch, flamethrower, whatever you want to call it, and he was arrested on felony probation violation. Don't read it. Don't read it. This is the video, people. This is the man, allegedly. There's no audio. The man, that looks like a butane thing. He seems to have disabled the flame-throwing part of it. Just explaining, look, I'm not starting fires. I just need this to smoke my crystal meth. Being told to stop, being detained. I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to pause it. There was disinformation that the man was an Indian illegal immigrant from India. And you can see, I guess, why some people spread that information. But when this was debunked, because I had to make sure that the allegations were true, it said, no, it's not an Indian guy. It's allegedly an illegal Mexican immigrant, from what I understand. You got the arrest. You got them holding him. Don't move. Get down. Nice little ninja judo trip right there. Flagging down the police. Here, we got there. Hey, how you guys doing? Oh, no, we got to let him go. We're a sanctuary city, biatches. Thank you. All right, you're free to go, sir. He's not free to go. They got him on felony probation violation. Okay, so that's the video. Breaking, the man who was arrested by police with a blowtorch near the Kenneth fire has been identified as Juan Manuel Sierra Leiva and is an illegal alien. Now, I checked it just to make sure. That is the most accurate information as of the moment. Let's just go here. And not, you can't trust everything, you can't trust anything, and you do your best. They got Times of India, which in my experience has not been thoroughly reliable, especially since as far as I recall, they just what's the word? Not syndicate, but they just publish the news that you find elsewhere. But I recall having been burnt by Times of India once, not publicly, but I always double check now. Then you got Daily Mail, reliable enough. New York Post, reliable enough, all confirming the same story. And we'll go to the New York Post one, just so that I'm not going to get into trouble if it turns out to be wrong. Suspect arrested with flamethrower near LA is an illegal immigrant, sources. The homeless man was tackled and zip-tied by onlookers. I'm surprised they took a chance doing this in LA. They might end up in jail for like unlawful confinement or something. He was trying to start fires with a blowtorch. Who say he was trying to start fires with a blowtorch near a Los Angeles wildfire is an illegal immigrant who will likely be protected by California's sanctuary city status, according to sources. The suspect is a Mexican national who was in the United States illegally. What were his felony violations for which he is on a felony probation violation? He was chased down and taken down after he had a flamethrower, yada, yada, yada. The suspect is being held on felony probation violation. What were his prior felonies? Without detailing his prior conviction. Detectives are still investigating. LAPD Assistant Chief Dominique Choi said Friday that they were not immediately enough evidence for that charge. Okay, hopefully they'll get it. ICE placed a detainer request on him 3 days ago, but the federal agency does not expect it to be honored due to California's sanctuary state law. Everyone in California government needs to go to jail yesterday. Quote, the lack of communication between local and federal law enforcement agencies in Los Angeles due to sanctuary policies put in place by the LA City Council and Governor Gavin Newsom have resulted in many arrests that have been unreported to and followed up by ICE, a law enforcement source told the Post, many of which are criminals who have numerous encounters with local law enforcement for serious crimes. Felony. The Los Angeles City Council unanimously passed an ordinance in November that prohibits the use of city resources and personnel to carry out federal immigration enforcement. Jail. Jail for everyone on that city council. All of them. Unanimously, jail. Had there been one holdout, a dissenting voice? Not jail for him, jail for the rest. He's got a lengthy rap sheet in LA County and has been convicted of multiple crimes, including assault with a deadly weapon in 2023. He has collectively spent more than 2 years in jail, the sources told the Post. Jail for all of these people involved in this. It's not clear when he crossed into the U.S. The video shows him going viral. Yeah, and we saw that. So 2 updates, neither of which are good. The armored Humvee, still missing. Machine gun mounts, the chat seems to be saying not much you can do with it, still missing. Bayonets, still missing. Binoculars, still missing. And the man that was allegedly starting fires, arson, in the Woodland Hills area for the Kenneth fire, allegedly, seeming to be confirmed, an illegal immigrant who was wanted on felony probation violation as a result of serious crimes, including assault with a deadly weapon. This is your state of California, a burning, woke DEI hellhole where the criminals are protected and the innocent people are losing their life's ownings, their life savings, their life's possessions, and their lives. Because I think now the death toll is up to 15, and it's surely gonna be more than that. Serenity now before we head on over to Rumble. Let me see if I've missed any super chats in here. Let me see here. Viva, where is the Rumble link? Good question. Should be there, but it's going to be there in about 5 seconds. It'll link to Rumble, boys. Here, link. There's a typo in it. I'll pin it in a second so that everybody has time. Viva and chat from Caleb Lee. Okay, Viva, here's the link. Let me. Fat fingers are not doing things properly. Pin. Come on over to Rumble right now. Let's see what's going on Rumble in the chat. And Viva Barnes Law. Oh, we got Crash Bandit in the house here. Let me bring this one up before we get on over, people. 1,700 people on YouTube. Unacceptable. That number should go down to 1,300, and then we're going to migrate over. Come to Rumble or come to vivabarneslaw.locals.com where we've got our wonderful above average community. I forgot I can do all of it here. Link locals. There was a Rumble rant here. I like this thumbnail. DSLR Dave, by the way. DSLR, as in digital single light reflex, whatever the hell that stands for cameras. Dave. Side note, we can have full auto guns in the U.S. Those guns needed to be manufactured before 1986 and are subject to a limited number of exemptions. A special $200 tax stamp. Well, at least they know who owns them. Smash that like harder, you bigots, says Jacob Castro. California government hates Californians almost as much as the Canadian government hates Canadians. There's no, it's not a coincidence that there's so many similarities between Gavin Newsom and Justin Trudeau. And I in as much as I take flack for, I have zero problems with homosexuality, gay marriage, zero problem with that. I'm from Quebec. I do wonder if Gavin Newsom and Justin Trudeau are not hot for each other. There would be nothing wrong with that. It would just explain away a lot of their contempt for humankind. Like birds of feather flock together, and demon worshippers worship Satan together. And Justin Trudeau donating our protective equipment in COVID to China, his beloved communist dictatorship, in the month before COVID hitting, very similar to Gavin Newsom donating their firefighting equipment to Ukraine in the years leading up to this absolute cataclysmic disaster. And that video, hold on. Okay, before we go, everyone get your butts on over at 1775coffee.com, promo code VIVA. Before we go over there, I got to find one video. It's Trudeau and Newsom. It's going to make you puke. I remember it made me want to puke. Call them both pig vomit now. Let's see. They were doing a press conference together. There it is. Ruben posted it. I knew that. Look at this, guys. Hold on. Okay. Yep, we're good. This is it. Oh God, you look at them, and you tell me they're both not disgusting satanic demons of the same order of hell.
Hey, I'm Justin Trudeau, and I'm so excited to be here because I'm in California with another lizard person. He's a lizard person just like me, and I'm here with him in California, which he's turned into a communist shithole, just like I'm trying to do to Canada. We're both World Economic Forum stooges, but we have really nice suits. Look at our suits. And look at his hair. I just love him so much. Oh, look at him. Look at you. I'm Gavin Newsom. Look at me. I smile when I'm talking. So people think I'm a nice guy, but actually I eat babies. Yes, I do. I love them. They're delicious, and I'm always eating them. And then I use their blood as gel in my hair. It's very exciting for a guy like me. And I'm very happy to be here with Justin Trudeau, who is so evil that makes me look like a good man. Yes, isn't it true, Justin? Yes, it is true. Yo, you're just so cute. I just love you so much. Think about all of the people we could lock in their homes and freeze their bank accounts. It's very exciting for both of us. I'm so happy about it. Aren't you happy about it, Gav? It's just, yeah. Oh, yeah. Love it.
I can't find the original. All I can find is Dave Rubin's voiceover. Is this it? Let me see if I can just... Okay, good. I got the original. Let me just get to the original. All I've got is Ruben's voiceovers. Here. This is the one. Here. Listen to this. I won't play the whole thing for sake
Everyone,
of
bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour tout le
I'm in
monde.
California today with Governor Newsom. We're signing an agreement to make sure we continue the deep partnership we've had on fighting climate change, on protecting our environment, in creating good green jobs, and moving forward in ways that really matter to people. C'est un grand plaisir de pouvoir travailler.
It's a great pleasure to work with him. Sur les enjeux qui sont... It's such a great pleasure to work with California and concerns that are of concern to both of us.
Important pour les Canadiens. Governor Newsom, talk about this partnership.
I am actually going to play this out right now because the original audio might be even more damning now than it was in the time. Yeah, green initiatives. Well, California ain't green right now.
Désolé, je ne parle pas français. You don't have to speak the same language to understand that we're all in...
Il ne parle pas français. He doesn't speak French, but he sure as hell eats at the French Laundry.
Together, divorce is not an option. And so we're here on the issue that extends, I think, a global consciousness, and that's the issue of climate change. And you're in a state where we're experiencing the extremes. And so we're on the leading and cutting edge of not only dealing with the realities of it, but also the opportunities. And that's why it's so wonderful to have you down here, Prime Minister, to focus on those partnerships and the opportunity advance together.
We only build a better world if we're doing it together, and gathering like-minded partners like California and Governor Newsom is the way that we make this better future a reality for everyone. I'm
happy of all the work we're doing. We're going to continue doing it. Together, we move forward. Look at those faces.
Everyone, bonjour tout le monde.
No. We've had enough. Thank you. That's amazing, eh? When was that posted? That was posted a year ago. No, wait a minute. That was not posted. This was reposted just today, or the other day. But when was the original from? The original was... Alrighty. All right. We're under 1,400. So Rumble, YouTube, come on over to Rumble. Viva Fry on Rumble. Gavin Newsom has more of that Patrick Bateman style haircut in American Psycho, says Bryce Cooley. There's no question about that. Both flunked managing fires. It's true. That's another similarity. Arson fires that were the most devastating. Justin Trudeau turning down turning down assistance, burning Jasper to the ground. Yeah, I think we've had enough torture. All right, let's come on over to Rumble and Locals for the remainder of the stream. And I will upload yesterday's podcast, full stream on YouTube. Everything I was a little bit backed up. I'm going to describe my ECG experience over on Rumble right now.